everyone, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we've got a lot going on here in the shop. We got seed for the field here in these bags over here in buckets. We got bags back here that are ready seed from the field, the bags from the field. But those there 4 boxes are what we're putting on the truck today. Those are the brakes for Duramax. So let's get these boxes over here and get them unboxed and see what they look like. Because I've not even seen them myself. I've not even opened them. They've been sitting here for a couple days now. So let's get them over here and get them opened. Now this could be a mystery because like I said, I've not even opened these boxes, so I don't know which one is in which box or what is in what box. So let's find out. All right, in box number 1, we have airbags. Anybody else just always want to pop these things when you find them? Okay, enough. Out of my way. Looks like in this big box, we have this here little box. I mean, I don't know why. Why do we need this big box to put this little box in? Okay, anyhow. Let's get this opened up, see which one this is. Front and passenger side rotor. Oh goodness, the glaciers, these things are heavy. And there they are. Drilled and slotted rotor. And a noisy table. They look really nice. So I'm gonna set this off the side. I'd like to see a rear rotor as well. And in box number 2, we have another huge box with another small box. So I'm saying this is the other front rotor, which I'm not even gonna bother opening that up because I know what that one is. Box number 3 here. We got a medium box inside of a large box this time. Rear driver's side. There's the rear. There's the front. Now this is the driver's side, this is the passenger side, so it's opposite sides, but yeah, they look really nice. So, also want to see the brakes. We're going to stack these over here. Box number 4. We're packing. And there's the brake pads. They gotta be good brake pads. They don't even come in a box. They just come pre-saran wrapped. Brake pads I went with, they are carbon fiber ceramic brake pads. I don't know if they're any good or not. If you guys know, leave me a comment down below. Good or bad on the comments. They do come with all the little brackets and everything here, so that's kind of nice. And then one more medium box in a big box. Okay, here's a close-up of the rotors and brake pads. Right here's the brake pads. Like I said, I'm sure they're real high quality, seeing how they don't even put them in a box. They just saran wrap them and ship them out. Right there's the, whatever that means, all the part numbers and stuff. And here's this one. As you can see, for some reason, these brake pad or brake rotors are silver, where these have like a yellowish tint to them. I don't know why, but it'll probably drive me nuts. But hopefully, once you get the brake pad on, it'll kind of wear off and you won't see it as much. But here's the bags of hardware for the slides, and then the grease, little grease packets for the slides. And that's about it. And as you can see, obviously, we went with drilled and slotted rotors. So they look really nice. There's the back side. I guess I might as well show you guys that too. But let's get the truck down here, get the truck set up, get it lifted up, and we'll get these all in the truck. Okay, truck's off the ground, got the tire off already, as you can see here. We're gonna remove the brake caliper first, which is 10mm Allen wrench. So let's get this brake caliper off quick. Well, hopefully quick. Well, we are not off to a good start. This is the first brake caliper I decided to try to take off, and it's kicking my butt. This bolt right down there on the bottom side, this one here, is all stripped out. I pulled the whole caliper off. As you can see, I got the top one off just fine, but the bottom one is stripped out, won't come out. I pulled it off, even took the brake line off, tried putting it in the press, pressing just to break apart, hitting, tapping it with a hammer and tried pushing it out. It's just seized fast, it will not come out. So I'm getting new brake calipers for it. A lot of frustration. A couple days later, we're back at this. Ended up having to get new brake calipers because the old ones were completely seized up. I tried getting them out, tried pushing them out with a press. I tried tapping on it with a hammer to try to push them apart. They would not come apart. They're completely rusted fast. So I ended up having to get new ones. And so we're going to continue on this here. I guess we're going to take the brake rotor off here. There is a star bit right here, or a Torx, and it is T30. So let's get this off here. All right, now we have that bolt removed. It's going to take a pry bar right here. I just put it on the ear of where the brake caliper mounts and just pry out. Pop it loose. And there, it's off. The old caliper off. Now I got the new one, and we know I got the right one because it says front driver's side. Ow. So let's get this new one on here now. Now let's get this brake caliper on. I'm going to mount the whole thing, and then I'll take the caliper off the bracket so we can put the brake pads back on. All right, we have the caliper on, the bracket and the caliper on. Now we're going to take the caliper off the bracket to put the brake pads on, which again is the 10mm. But this one has caps on the back of it, which is one thing mine did not have. Okay, we got the brake caliper off of the bracket here. Now we have to put these slides in here. Okay, slides are all in. As you can see, I greased them all up already. All of them here. Just to have a little bit of grease on them. So now we get these pads in. Now, I always run the squeaker at the bottom, or screecher, whatever they call them things. So that's the way we're going to do it. Okay, now And I set you guys back up here. Now you see the brake pads are all on. Set you back up on the tripod and we'll get the brake caliper back on. And with these trucks, if you guys can see, there's like a rubber band all the way around that. That's the one that goes on the very bottom, because the top one actually does not have any of the band. So that's the bottom, this is the top. And no, this one doesn't have grease on yet, but this one does. All right, now put the brake line back on here. End of the hose is all clean. Like you see, I just took a wire brush, one crush washer on the top, one crush washer on the bottom, and we're gonna put this thing back together. Okay, this side is done now. I'm gonna go do the other side, and after I'm done with the other side, we'll get these brakes bled, and then we'll put tires on, drop the front end here, and then we'll move to the back and get the back done. Okay, this side is all done. Brake caliper's on, the hose is all on, everything's good to go here, all except for the screw that belongs here. It ended up stripping out, so I ended up drilling it and using easy out to get it out. I either gotta go to the store and get one, or I might even have one down at the house. I'm this far into it, I'm just going to replace all the brake fluid in all the lines. So I'm going to start in the back and work my way to the front. Now, I did end up picking this little guy up here, the brake bleeder. I don't know what you call this thing, but to assist you with brake bleeding, because I've always used the two-man method. You know, one person pumped the brakes, one person cracked the bleeder. But I'm here by myself, so I ended up getting that so I can do it by myself. So I'm going to start in the back and work my way to the front. I've never used this before, never used one of these before, so it's going to be kind of interesting here to figure this out. So let's get to the back down here and start bleeding these brakes. Okay, now I already did one of the containers, these containers here, pulled it out. It's actually really simple. You just put this little end on here, clip it right on. This is actually really nice to be able to do it this way. And then just pump it up a little bit. Just crack your bleeder. And just let that container fill up. And yes, I am actually watching the reservoir as well up top. But you can see the fluid was definitely due for a change. And once your container's filled like that, just shut the bleeder. Release the pressure and then open the cap. And right there, you guys can see how gross that really looks. So I'm going to continue bleeding this here. This caliper is now done. You can see how much clearer that fluid is than what it was coming out. So I'm going to get all the rest of them done, and I will get back to you guys after that. All right, back at this after a few weeks here. As you guys seen, we got all the front brakes done right here, and I did manage to get a bolt. Had to go to a couple different hardware stores, but did find the bolt for that goes there. So all the front is done, all the brakes are bled. I couldn't bleed the one back brake because the bleeder was completely rusted, couldn't get it off. I'll show you guys that when we get to the back. So let's get these front tires on and we'll get moved to the back side. All right, we're here in the back now. Have all the brackets off. The brake rotor is sitting there in the front axle, or the center of the axle there. I'm not really sure how to get these things off with the emergency brake horseshoe in there, but the only way we ever figured it out is just take a hammer and just start working around it. And just like that, the brake rotor is off. So I'm going to stretch an air hose out here, blow this all out, get it cleaned out, and then we'll put it all back together. All right, it's all blown out. Got the front painted so it looks a little bit better once the wheel's on. Now, let's put this new rotor on here. Just like that. Got the brake rotor on. Looking at these brake caliper brackets and caliper, I want to clean these up and give them, spray them a little bit with some paint. So I'll get back to you guys once we get that done. Back here after a couple days, pulled this side off, got this all painted up. I decided while that dries, I was going to do the other side. Unfortunately, that side was completely seized up. So I ended up having to go get the 2 new calipers, just get it over with. However, if you guys can see, got like a dark gray one and a silver one. I'm pretty sure these are the ones that are on the front. So we're gonna have one oddball no matter which way you look at it. But it is what it is. So get these brakes and calipers all in the truck so we can get this truck done, because I really miss this truck and I kind of need it for some stuff. So I'm gonna put you guys on time lapse and we'll get this done. All right, brake rotor, brake caliper, and the new brakes are now installed. Brake hose is back installed here on the new caliper. This is the caliper that had the bad bleeder. The bleeder was completely stripped out. I could not get it out no matter which way I tried. And when I did the other side, like I said, that one was seized, just like the front. The one bolt was completely seized. The bolts are about $50 for a set of bolts, and the caliper's about $80 to buy new calipers. So I just went and bought new calipers. So I'm going to get to the other side, get the other side done, get these brakes bled, and I will get back to you guys after we get that done. All right, both sides are done. As you guys can see, the nice slotted and drilled rotors under through there, and the new brake calipers, and that looks really nice because it's actually painted. I did scuff it up a little bit when I put the wheel on, but the other side looks pretty good too. Come over here and show you. You can see the brake rotors, brake rotors behind it. I wish I would have painted the lug nuts, but it is what it is. It looks really nice with the center cups all being painted. So with that, I'm going to take this truck down the road, breaking the brakes. If you guys like the videos I'm making, please think about subscribing. Leave a comment down below, leave a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one.